Have you ever questioned the existence of clouds? It's a strange thought, isn't it? These fluffy, cotton candy-like formations that grace our skies, bringing rain, shade, and sometimes just a touch of whimsy to our day. Science tells us that clouds are essentially masses of water droplets or frozen crystals suspended in the atmosphere. They form when warm, moist air rises, expands, and cools, causing the water vapor to condense around tiny particles in the air, such as dust or smoke. This process, known as condensation, leads to the birth of a cloud. Clouds are more than just pretty fixtures in the sky, though. They play a critical role in our planet's ecosystem. Acting as the Earth's sunscreen, they help to regulate our planet's temperature by reflecting sunlight back into space. They also have a hand in the water cycle, moving water from one place to another, and releasing it as precipitation when the conditions are right. But as with anything that's a constant in our lives, we tend to take clouds for granted. We accept the scientific explanation of their existence, and we rarely give them a second thought. Yet, what if there's more to these seemingly benign masses of water vapor? What if there's more to their story than what we've been led to believe? Consider this for a moment. What if clouds are more than just natural phenomena? What if they are, in fact, part of a grand design, a well-orchestrated scheme that's been playing out right over our heads, unbeknownst to us? Could clouds be the world's most sophisticated surveillance system? Let's delve into this thought-provoking question. There's a theory circulating that suggests that clouds could be used for surveillance. Now, before you brush this off as another far-fetched conspiracy theory, let's take a moment to consider just how feasible this idea could be. In an era where technology continues to evolve and the boundaries of what's possible are constantly being pushed, it's not completely outlandish to think that clouds, these seemingly innocent puffs of water vapor, could serve as a cover for high-tech surveillance equipment. Imagine for a moment that each cloud could house a hidden camera capable of capturing every movement on the Earth's surface. These cloud cameras could, theoretically, provide an unparalleled view of our world, and a treasure trove of data. After all, we're living in a data-driven age where information is power, and what better way to gather data than from a vantage point that's always changing and covering vast areas? Now you might be thinking, but clouds are transient. They come and go, they shift shapes, they dissipate, and you'd be right. But consider this. What if these seemingly erratic behaviors of clouds are precisely what makes them the perfect vessels for covert surveillance? Their constant state of flux could offer the perfect disguise, keeping any potential surveillance activity well hidden from prying eyes. Let's not forget that technology has made it possible to miniaturize cameras to an almost invisible size. Combine this with the fact that drones capable of high-altitude flight are now commonplace, and the idea of cloud surveillance doesn't seem so far-fetched, does it? Of course, this is all speculative. There's no concrete evidence to suggest that our skies are filled with spying clouds, but in a world where privacy is becoming increasingly elusive, it's certainly food for thought. So next time you look up, consider this. Are you being watched? Could those fluffy white clouds be deadly? A question that might sound absurd at first, but when you delve deeper into the mysteries of the sky, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. Let's start with the basics. Clouds are not just picturesque backdrops for our sunsets and skylines. They are massive, floating bodies of water vapor, and when conditions are right, they can transform into some of the most destructive forces on Earth. From the thunderous booms of a summer storm to the devastating winds of cyclones, clouds play a pivotal role in these extreme weather events. They are the birthplace of tornadoes and the cradle of hurricanes. When the air within a cloud starts to spin and the temperature drops, it can create a funnel cloud, which can then evolve into a full-blown tornado. Similarly, when a cloud formation over warm ocean waters spirals and intensifies, it can escalate into a hurricane. The destruction these natural disasters leave in their wake is a stark reminder of the power that can be hidden in a simple cloud. Now let's venture into the realm of the speculative. There's a theory out there that suggests clouds could potentially be manipulated to cause disasters. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? That the serene, cotton candy-like formations floating above us could be turned into weapons of mass devastation. This theory, known as weather modification, posits that human activities could influence weather patterns, turning clouds into ominous harbingers of doom. While this idea is still in the realm of conjecture, it's a possibility that can't be entirely ruled out. With advancements in technology and a growing understanding of our atmosphere, the idea of weaponizing weather is not entirely out of the realm of possibility. So the next time you look up at the sky, remember to appreciate the beauty of clouds, but also remember the potential power they hold. The next time the shade of a cloud offers you respite from the sun, remember to ask yourself, could we be under constant threat from the very thing that provides us shade? Can clouds crash planes? Now that's a question that hovers in the minds of many. You see, while we often view clouds as mere collections of water droplets suspended in the atmosphere, they have, on multiple occasions, proven to be more than just that. Let's take a journey into the past. Picture this, it's the mid-20th century, and aviation is experiencing a boom. Aircraft are flying higher and faster than ever before. But with this new height comes a new enemy, icing. When an aircraft flies through a cloud at high altitude, the tiny water droplets in the cloud can freeze upon contact with the cold metal of the plane. The ice buildup can change the shape of the wings and disrupt the airflow, leading to a loss of control. Many a time this has led to catastrophic outcomes. Then there's turbulence. We've all experienced that sudden jolt when our plane hits an air pocket. Well, guess what? Clouds can be full of these pockets. Cumulonimbus clouds, the towering thunderstorm clouds, are particularly notorious for this. They're known to cause severe turbulence that can throw off even the most experienced pilots. But here's where things get really interesting. Some theories suggest that clouds could be used as barriers or traps. Imagine a cloud so dense, so impenetrable, that it acts as a physical barrier in the sky. Or a cloud that hides something sinister within its misty folds. These theories may seem far-fetched, but in a world full of unexplained phenomena, who's to say what's possible and what's not? So the next time you gaze up at the sky, remember this: clouds are more than just pretty shapes floating above us. They can be unpredictable and at times even dangerous. And while we have managed to conquer many of the challenges they pose, there's always the question of what else they might be hiding. Could clouds be more than just water vapor but rather invisible barriers in our skies? What happens if we enter a cloud? It's a question that has piqued the curiosity of mankind for centuries. Let's dive into the experiences of those who have actually been in clouds, including pilots and skydivers, and explore some theories that may leave you questioning the nature of reality itself. Pilots, as part of their daily routine, navigate through clouds. And their experiences? Well, they're not as glamorous as you might think. It's often described as being similar to driving through fog, with visibility reduced to nearly zero. But here's where it gets interesting. Some pilots have reported experiencing strange phenomena while inside thick clouds, such as seeing mysterious lights or hearing unexplained sounds. While these can be attributed to known atmospheric conditions, they nonetheless add an element of intrigue to the experience. Skydivers, on the other hand, describe the sensation of falling through a cloud as being enveloped in a cool, damp mist. It's typically not the fluffy, cotton candy experience that we might imagine. But again, there are those who have reported unusual experiences like feeling a sense of disorientation or time distortion. Now let's delve into the realm of the theoretical. There are theories out there suggesting that entering a cloud could potentially lead to other dimensions or even time travel. These ideas, though highly speculative and not supported by science, are fascinating to consider. Could these clouds, so commonplace and unassuming, be hiding secrets beyond our comprehension? Imagine, if you will, stepping into a cloud and emerging in another era, or perhaps an entirely different world. It's a concept that's been explored in numerous works of fiction, from novels to movies, and while it's purely hypothetical, it does make us wonder about the untapped potential of these seemingly ordinary formations in our sky. So what happens if we enter a cloud? The answer is, we don't really know. We have the reports of pilots and skydivers, the theories of dreamers and thinkers, but the truth remains elusive. The cloud, it seems, is a mystery as vast and enigmatic as the sky it inhabits. Could a simple cloud be a gateway to the unknown? Can we stand on a cloud? A question that might seem whimsical, even childish, but when probed further it leads us down a rabbit hole of fascinating scientific and theoretical exploration. Let's start with the basics. What is a cloud? In the most simplified terms, a cloud is a collection of tiny water droplets or ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere. These particles are so small and light that they can float in the air. So unfortunately, despite how fluffy and solid they may appear from down here on the ground, stepping onto a standard cloud would be like trying to stand on fog. You'd simply pass right through. But let's not stop there. What if there were special types of clouds? What if, in some corner of the universe, there exists a planet where the atmospheric conditions are just right, and the clouds are not just collections of water droplets, but are made of denser, solid material. As far as we know, this is purely speculative, but then, isn't that the beauty of science? The ability to question, to wonder, and to dream of possibilities beyond our current understanding? There's a theory, albeit a controversial one, suggesting that on gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn, there could be clouds dense enough to walk on, or at least to sink into like a snowdrift. Imagine that. Wading through a cloud, feeling its density and texture beneath your feet. What a world that would be. However, it's essential to note that these theories are based on our limited understanding of these distant planets and their atmospheric conditions. And of course, the human body would not survive unprotected in such environments, but, as a thought experiment, it's a fascinating idea to entertain. So, no, as far as our current understanding goes, we cannot stand on a cloud, at least not the clouds we're familiar with here on Earth. But who's to say what the universe holds in store? Could there be more to clouds than just air and water? As we continue our journey, let's keep questioning, exploring, and pushing the boundaries of our understanding. After all, isn't that the essence of discovery? Are clouds part of a larger conspiracy? As we've journeyed through the misty, mysterious world of clouds, we've encountered some startling questions. Are clouds real? Are there hidden cameras in the skies? Can clouds crash planes? What happens if we enter a cloud? Can we stand on a cloud? Let's take a moment to summarize what we've learned and delve deeper into the possibility of a larger conspiracy involving clouds. Let's start with the basic premise, the existence of clouds. They appear as fluffy, ethereal entities floating in the sky. But as we've seen, there's more to these wispy wonders than meets the eye. They're not just water vapor and dust particles, they're complex, ever-changing formations that can affect our weather, our environment, and potentially, even our personal privacy. We've examined the theory of hidden cameras in the skies, a concept that's as fascinating as it is eerie. While it might seem far-fetched, consider this. We live in a world where technology is advancing at a breakneck pace. Drones can fly undetected, satellites can zoom in on a license plate from space, and surveillance is becoming increasingly sophisticated. Is it completely out of the realm of possibility that the sky itself could be used as a tool for observation? Then there's the danger looming above. Clouds, despite their ethereal nature, have the potential to be destructive. They can spawn tornadoes, hurricanes, and other severe weather events. They can even interfere with air travel, as we've discussed, causing turbulence and visibility issues that could potentially lead to crashes. And what about the invisible barriers? The notion that stepping into a cloud could lead to an encounter with an unseen force field is nothing short of mind-boggling. Yet, as we've explored, the laws of physics and the nature of clouds themselves make this an intriguing possibility. Finally, we've pondered the enigma of standing on clouds. It seems like a fantastical idea, something out of a fairy tale or a science fiction novel. But given the right conditions, and with the right equipment, could it be possible? The cloud conspiracy, as we've come to call it, is a tapestry of theories and facts, a web of possibilities that begs for further exploration. It's a testament to our curiosity, to our need to question, to seek answers, to push the boundaries of what we know and understand. Could it be that clouds, these seemingly benign entities in our sky, are part of a much larger, much more complex narrative? Could they be tools of surveillance, harbingers of danger, or gateways to other dimensions? Or are they simply misunderstood, their secrets yet to be fully revealed? So, next time you look up at the sky, remember, things aren't always as they seem.